I was thinking about something fascinating the other day: how a simple wall panel can completely transform a child's learning experience. Have you ever wondered why these tactile sensory wall panels are becoming such an impactful tool, especially for children with autism?
Absolutely. It's amazing how these interactive surfaces can make such a difference. What really strikes me is how they offer this perfectly controlled sensory environment. For kids with autism who often struggle with unpredictable sensory information, these panels create a safe, structured way to engage and learn.
Right. And I think what's particularly interesting is how they support multiple aspects of development simultaneously. What's your take on the most significant benefits?
Well, there are really three key areas where we see remarkable impact. First, there's cognitive development through problem solving and critical thinking. Second, we've got fine motor skills improvement. And third, and this is very important, these panels help with sensory regulation and integration. You know, for a child with autism who might be either over-responsive or under-responsive to sensory input, having this controlled environment is invaluable.
Hmm. Can you break down how therapists or teachers might integrate these panels into their daily routines?
Oh, definitely. One effective approach is creating designated sensory stations where children can take structured breaks during their day. These panels are perfect for that because they're mounted on walls, so they don't take up valuable floor space. Teachers can use them for scheduled activities or as a calming zone when a child feels overwhelmed.
That's a great point. We'll come back to that in just a moment. But first, a quick word from our sponsor.
At Little People's Cove, we understand that every child deserves a space made specifically for them. Our sensory wall panels are carefully designed to support development while adhering to the highest safety standards. We collaborate with child development specialists to ensure each product promotes motor skills and creative play, all while maintaining simplicity with easy-to-clean finishes. Visit us at littlepeoplescove.com to learn how we can assist in creating the ideal sensory environment for your space.
And we're back. Something I've always wondered about: how do these panels specifically help with emotional regulation?
That's a significant question. You see, these panels provide predictable sensory experiences, which is very calming for children with autism. When a child knows exactly what to expect from their interaction with a panel, it helps reduce anxiety and builds confidence. They can engage with different textures, sounds, and visual elements at their own pace.
Makes perfect sense. What about communication skills? I've heard these panels can actually help with language development.
Yes, absolutely. It's fascinating how it works. When children interact with different textures and components, it naturally creates opportunities for language development. They start describing what they're touching: smooth, rough, bumpy, and this builds their vocabulary. Even for nonverbal children, these panels can encourage alternative forms of communication through gestures and shared attention.
That's incredible. And what about the social aspect? Do these panels help with peer interaction?
They definitely do. You know, these sensory panels naturally provide chances for shared attention and turn-taking. When two children engage with a panel together, they're naturally practicing important social skills, such as waiting their turn, sharing space, and even working together to solve problems.
I've noticed that some panels include cause and effect elements. Why are those particularly important?
Oh, those are vital. They help children understand relationships between their actions and outcomes. When a child turns a gear and sees another component move, or presses a button that triggers a sound, they're learning about cause and effect in a very concrete way. This understanding is fundamental for cognitive development.
For our listeners who might be working with children with autism, what would you say is the most important thing to remember when using these panels?
Consistency is important, and children should be allowed to engage at their own pace. These panels should be integrated into a predictable routine while still providing the flexibility for spontaneous activity. Achieving that perfect balance between structure and freedom is crucial.
Brilliant insights today. For our listeners who want to learn more about sensory wall panels and their benefits, you can visit littlepeoplescove.com. Thank you for sharing your expertise with us today.
Thank you. It's been wonderful discussing how these simple yet powerful tools can make such a difference in children's lives.